Thanks for listening and watching to the Insurance Marketing Brain Dump Podcast. My name is Kagan with Brightbee.com, where we help insurance agents be found online. I've got our co-host here, Chris Paradiso with Paradiso Insurance and Paradiso Presents.
Good morning, everybody.
And then we have Connie with Exceptional Sales Performance. Is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, welcome to the podcast. And today we're just going to jump right into it. And we're talking LinkedIn. We're at the 2020 Germania Conference and really excited to be here. And you're talking about LinkedIn.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, where did it all start for you? When did it click that LinkedIn was the way to go?
Oh, it clicked when I first came in. When it first came to be, I took a class and I jumped in, and I work with my clients on using LinkedIn because it is a gold mine for people who want client acquisition, and it's getting better and better every day. And it's really a buyer's journey. It started out where people were using LinkedIn as a resume. And
right.
It is not a resume. It is you get to lead them through the buyer's journey on who you help and how you help them and how you go about that. You get to express your passion.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. So give me an example of what you were doing with your clients or how you've seen someone be successful on LinkedIn.
Well, number one, you really need to get your headline correct and your keywords. What exactly do you do? And if you want to zero in on, let's just say, surety bonds, put that in your headline. If you want commercial insurance or whatever, but be an expert in something. And I know in the smaller communities, you can start developing relationships with commercial. So what I've seen, and let's thinking about your agents, is on LinkedIn to be able to post what your agency is doing for the community. People love to see the agent that is supporting the community. So I have seen that, and it is a way to start sales conversations. So LinkedIn is not going to sell any policies for you, but it is definitely, if you use it properly, will start into sales conversations which convert into sales.
So I think the key concept on that is real simple. It's not about selling the policy, it's about selling the opportunity of a conversation or a relationship.
Exactly.
Flat
you
out.
said
It's
it
a relationship.
perfect.
It's the start of a relationship.
Creating content that helps you network, right?
Absolutely.
Adding value to that person that you're actually trying to reach. So what do you recommend when people are looking to prospect and looking to do outreach? You know, I think a lot of people do it wrong. A lot of people, they connect with the person, and the first thing they do is send a paragraph long of how they can serve them and how they can solve all their problems, and they don't even know the problem. They don't know anything about them, and then the person says, unfollow.
Yes, and you're exactly right. And so I've created a 6-step process where you identify who you want to connect with, and then you send a connection request, but give them a good reason why that you want to connect with them. What is the commonality? So if you're both interested in XYZ, let them know that. And so create and invite that connection, telling them why, and you're not pitching exactly what you just said, Kagan, is
Connie,
no pitch.
can you just answer one question for me? What annoys you more on LinkedIn than when you see people without a photo? No headshot, no professional shot, no nothing.
Well, I ignore it because it shows that either they're real naive or they just don't know. So I don't really slam them. They just don't know what they don't know because
Would you follow those people?
No.
Why?
Because there's no credibility.
No credibility.
Isn't it amazing
Brain
how
dump is
just
no
a,
credibility.
I know, isn't it amazing how just a picture and a good headline can bring you 10 times more credibility just because of that? And
Absolutely.
the person doesn't even know you.
Absolutely. And then taking it on to the next step, and where most of your agents, they do not have a background photo.
None.
And so let's get them out there and get them into a background photo but it tells something about them. I mean, looked at one of your agents, and he's got the oil wells, and he works right out there. It is a perfect background photo.
Yep.
So, yes.
Says a lot, right?
Yes.
When you talk about header, a quick question for you would be, I try to teach agents the ever importance of not just utilizing content such as business insurance, but be able to be a little creative and put something in there where I'm an insurance agent, right? How important do you think it is in the header to be able to put a little personality behind
Oh,
the header?
absolutely. So, I work with agents too. I partner with, I work with business owners. Believe it or not, on Sales Navigator, and I'm going to prove it, is you put business owner. There are a lot of people that's how you can find prospects there. I help business owners too. And what exactly do they get from your educating them and making sure that they're properly insured? So yes. So Chris, what's your headline say on LinkedIn?
It says, I'm an independent insurance agent who's very boring and really have nothing to sell them other than me.
Oh, God.
And that's what it says?
Totally kidding.
Wow.
I'm like, whoa.
Remember what I said before we started? There's always one wise guy in the group.
There's-
It's usually me.
Yeah.
It's your brand. It works.
That's right. Yeah. So I'll read you mine. Okay. Innovator for insurance agents and carriers, ideas guy, chief torchbearer at Brightbee.
Wow.
What do they get by working with you? What is the ultimate outcome?
So we're helping insurance agents increase their digital exposure online.
That's what it should say.
Did you hear what she just said?
I did.
What she said was my headline was not optimized. That's what she said.
Correct. But I think if you're looking to be optimized, I think there's a difference on being creative than being
Yep.
optimized.
Well,
It's
creative
like
can lead you down the wrong direction too.
It can,
Right?
but I would rather be creative than be more optimized because there is a million independent insurance agents. I don't want to tell people I'm an independent agent. I want to be more than that. I am not just defined. I'm a family guy. My life is about my children, and I love arts of all aspects of it. I love music, and there's more to being an independent agent and optimized and selling. I'm trying to sell more of who I am for connectability
But
on
I
LinkedIn.
love her
So,
feedback.
for example, I want to connect with people who believe in God. I believe in God. I want to connect with people who respect veterans and love this country. There's more to me than just an independent agent. So it's just my approach. I'm not saying it's a right or wrong approach. It's just a little bit of a different approach.
I like what she said, and the reason being is that someone who we don't know well, right? And we're going to get to know each other more, especially because we're going to connect on LinkedIn if we haven't already. So what she told me right there was, I don't know exactly what you do.
Correct.
Nor do I have any glimpse, right? And we at least want them to see a glimpse, right? We want them to see a glimpse so they get an idea. It sets them up.
Yes, and when agents become more digitally savvy, what's the outcome for them, right? I mean, you look at the statistics on how people look people up, and people are doing business on LinkedIn, but even what is the ultimate desired result that they want when they work with you? So once
Sure.
they become digitally savvy,
And you can
does that
definitely
give
be
them?
extremely creative with that. You
Yes.
can help. It doesn't have to be some bland phrase. But
So what do you think about,
it's good.
there's a young lady that calls herself the Beyonce of insurance. What does that say about her?
I would be intrigued because it tells me that she's willing to self-promote, and that I would be intrigued.
But it doesn't say what she does.
It doesn't.
But
But what does
intrigued
that
is
mean?
awesome because
But-
to me, I would say, hey, you're probably going to dive deep into her LinkedIn profile because you want to learn more about her.
Okay, because that makes up a really good point. So when somebody goes to your LinkedIn profile, your call to action is get them to continue to read your profile.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the ultimate call to
Absolutely.
action.
Right.
Absolutely. You're selling
So-
yourself.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So I just think we're saying different things, but we're really not. We're trying to
No, I mean,
approach
it's
it maybe
different-
a little bit differently.
It's different
than-
tactics, right?
Yeah,
It's different strategies.
absolutely.
And I
There's
think
no right or wrong answer.
Yeah, but I think in the end it's the having intentionality. Is that a word?
Sure.
Intentionality.
Absolutely.
Behind what you're writing.
Absolutely.
Versus the person who says, "Oh, well, my headline is insurance agent." That's
Yeah.
all. I left it at that. And there's no description. There's no
Right.
effort, and I think people are starting to sniff that out.
Oh, and it doesn't work. And when you really think about it with the LinkedIn is looking at the Pareto effect, remember 20% of the people do 80%, right? And so I always work with my clients on 20% of your activity gets you 80% of results. And
would
there
agree with
are
that.
some communities in the rural community that they don't have sophisticated buyers. LinkedIn may not serve them, but I can tell you in the future it will. So it is something to pay attention to, and even for your agents to get a good profile, really some basics, and start posting once a week and start connecting with 2 people a day. Follow a formula, and I can guarantee you will increase your exposure.
So you think once a week is enough?
Oh no, I don't think. Did I
Okay.
say once a week?
You did. So I
Well-
was just
Well,
asking.
I think she was more saying like get started.
Okay.
To get
But
yes.
how much would you?
But that's
actually
like
recommend?
saying I'm going to get started by working out once a month.
Okay, so to get started, I call it a no pay time activity. So you don't want to work in LinkedIn during your pay time activity. What do I mean by 8 to 5? First thing in the morning, before the office opens, or late at night, I would say 10 to 15 minutes a day, and really start following a formula. And it gets so exciting. You start having conversations, because what LinkedIn is, it opens the door to conversations, and it's an ungated community. You can start connecting with major decision makers on
Major decision makers.
LinkedIn.
I like that. I like that terminology that you use, ungated. There's
That's the brain dump.
there's less. I know. Literally, there's so many or so little barriers to entry to these people that to walk into an office you could never get, or it may take you. You may have to sit there for hours just to see the person, right? So I think that's a huge opportunity.
Yes, and if your prospect is savvy and using LinkedIn, you connect with them, and then you start noticing what they post, and you start commenting thoughtfully on that. I personally did that with a VP, and the next thing I knew, I started sharing his original content. 2 weeks later, I got a call from his company, and they are a client today. So there are really good things that you can do. And
Recommended use. What would you recommend the average agent post per week? 1, 2, 3, 5?
at least once a week
Okay.
on a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Okay.
And you know what else you can do is start promoting your clientele. So if you already have some commercial business and they just opened another office, promote and share, and they see who is promoting them, and wow, that is worth a lot.
Devil's advocate, because I
sir.
get this question all the time, and I know how you're going to answer it because I answer it probably the same way, but agents ask all the time, if I promote one of my customers that I do business with, I'm letting all the other insurance agents know who they do business with. Good or bad?
Boo hiss, don't worry about it.
Love that. Can you repeat that?
Boo hiss. You know, you want to work, if you run and your marketing on fear, you need to go to Chris and get an Energy or Kagan and learn. It's all about positivity. You cannot let
Absolutely.
the fear.
Brain
And I
dump.
can promise you, your competition is not really watching you that
That's right.
deeply.
They're not even doing LinkedIn right now.
No.
So take advantage
It's probably the
of
most
it.
common question I get.
You're
You
kidding.
promote your businesses, now all your competitors know who you insure. I say good luck to them, because we're going to
fun.
promote them so well as a partner of Paradiso that they won't want to leave us, because we are constantly trying to showcase that this is a great company, great local company, what they do, and literally promote the heck out of them. Why would somebody want to leave you that you're trying to help their business?
Well,
right?
yes, that's it.
But-
That's
but
excellent.
I had to ask the question because I get the question all the time, and I know people are going to ask that question as they're listening to this, is why would I promote one of
I
my
know.
customers?
Okay.
Completely agree. All right. Well,
And that was boo hissed. I haven't heard that.
I know,
I
right?
like that. Boo hissed.
Wow.
That's
I'm learning some new things
that's the
today.
brain dump of the day.
I think so.
Boo
I think
hissed.
so. All right, so I think we're going to call that a brain dump today. But Connie, thank you so much
You're
for being
welcome.
on.
Thank you,
You're
Connie.
welcome.
Also, don't want to make sure you don't miss out on subscribing to the channel. Also, if you have need other information on Connie, we're going to have it in the description below.
Okay.
So make sure to connect on LinkedIn, of course. Are you on Twitter? On Twitter?
Yes, I'm on Twitter.
Oh, she's on Twitter.
And I'll promote. I'll
I
promote
might
it.
be tweeting
All
to you
right.
about 3:30 every morning.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
he usually
yeah.
does. So,
Okay.
so with that being said, guys, that's a brain dump. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.